Joe, have you seen, I want to know, because you're like the boomer of the group. Have you seen these AIs and what they're doing? Like what AI is capable of doing so far?
So just this past weekend, my brother-in-law introduced me to ChatGPT.
You're just learning about ChatGPT.
Okay.
Okay, got it. All right.
What is that?
No. I'm glad. No. I'm glad you're learning. So, what did you learn about ChatGPT?
And I tried doing legal research on it because I have a brief that's due next week, and I was like, I don't even know where to start as far as finding like case law, and I actually found it to be pretty helpful. I could narrow it down to what I'm looking for. It gave me a bunch of cases which are relevant, which will give me. It's not like doing the job for me, but it's a great starting point to like find a bunch of cases in the area that seems like right on point for what I'm looking for. And I still have to pull the cases up and go through that other stuff. Yeah, but I was actually fairly impressed by it. He wrote his speech. It was my nephew's engagement party, and he wrote a speech which he basically gave a description. He's like, I need to give a speech for my brother-in-law's engagement party, my wife's brother, and it's, and basically put in like 3 characteristics about him, and the thing wrote out he said start with a joke and end with a joke, and it wrote his speech for him, and he didn't edit it. He just read it as it was, and I gotta tell you, it was pretty solid. It was pretty rock solid. It was very, very impressive. So yeah, from the early returns, what I see of AI, it's like scary intelligent.
Let me show you how scary it is right now. This is what's been trending, and I don't think you've seen this yet, Joe. But here are the presidents playing video games.
Oh, this is so good. PS3, putting on some early Drake and just blasting fools.
Barack, this game was the best part of your presidency.
I'm actually trying to prestige on my old gamer tag XX. I spread democracy XX.
George, be sure to not break the spawn trap by rushing in.
I guess old habits die hard, huh?
That's so good.
Guys, I got the AC-130 already.
Of course you did.
So this is where we're at, Joe. And by the way, people have already gotten, I know me, Nick, and I think you're on the list too, Joe, in terms of enough voice data to actually simulate our voices. So they could throw us in a whole bunch of other scenarios.
Really? That's pretty cool.
Yes. And then you want to watch something really cool. If you want to talk what they can generate, completely computer generated. 100% computer generated. Yeah.
I've seen so many bad takes on people complaining about this. There's all these different things, like either it's objectification because you're generating women, or it's taking jobs away from sex workers, or it's just because men hate women and they can finally remove women from the wank equation. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
they're freaking the fuck out because they know what that means. They know what that means, Josh. It's going to be the death of OnlyFans because it's going to be only AI by the end of it. Because you can't compete with an AI. You could just hit bigger on the equation and. It's there.
There's a big argument at the moment about AI's
mind blown over here.
There's a big argument at the moment about AIs replacing like artists and OnlyFans models from jobs. But like this is no different than when the tractor was invented on the farm. Like if you want to be a farmer, like 90% of people were farmers until the tractor was invented. Now 1% of people, like, you have to learn how to use the tractor. So it's good that Joe's actually using this, but he has to have the intelligence to know how to use it, because I've seen some people using these AIs to try and synthesize a lawyer's specifically on like their fair use cases, and they get fairly accurate. But as someone that knows a lot about fair use, it's got a few key elements that are wrong, and as the lawyers will notice what that is. But it is very, very good. So there is a danger. I'll just warn people that if you don't trust the AIs to get everything right, they're very good at making you think. They're very
creating a Dunning-Kruger effect where you think you have it great, but you suck.
Also, AIs are very much yes men. They'll tell you what you want to see. Yes. And you have to be able to distinguish what is right from wrong.
But you'll be able. Here's the thing, and this is what I get, Joe, is that you'll be able to remove a lot of paralegal work, a lot of secretary work, a lot of creating templates. The AI will be able to do that for you, just like generate this template, right? Generate a basic fair use argument, and then you can just edit it, right? And how much time does that cut down?
A lot.
How much? A lot. And here's the other thing too. I think a lot of these big law firms are going to be in big trouble because they've been based on this old school, associate model, these kind of pyramid models. And there'll be young people coming up that are willing to do the work with, AI assisted, right? Lawyer reviewed, right? So you have a lawyer who reviews it, edits it, makes it clean, but they'll be using AI for efficiency purposes, and they're just going to outcompete these fuckers. And I can't wait for that because I frankly think the old school law firm model is outdated. But that's my personal opinion on the Law Inc. or Big Law Inc. at least.
And one of the really useful things I've found with the Chat GPT, I've only used it a couple times. It's like I'll get stuck when I'm writing a script, and I'll say like, I don't know what to write here. I'll put in my previous script, and I'll say, can you make this sound like more personable or more casual or something? And then I'll rewrite my script, and I don't have to take those as suggestions, but I can use those and then think about it, and then build better from it. Like you need to use AI to improve your work, not replace your work. Is my opinion.
Exactly. I think that's exactly the point. If you can make it better, then you're going to be doing great. And for stuff like copywriting, for writing websites, it's already there. You can already use it to create information. Professors are having trouble catching students using it for their papers. So I mean, that's
going to be good at anything. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.